Today we're going to do something pretty cool. We're going to build the entire blueprint for a new smart hardware device completely from scratch. But here's the twist. We're not doing it alone. We're bringing in an AI co-pilot to help us make all those critical engineering decisions. Let's see how this works.
But before we even think about a single circuit or line of code, I want you to see this. This quote is absolutely essential. The most important part of any hardware project happens right here, at the beginning, with the plan. If you get this wrong, you are in for a world of pain. But get it right, everything else just flows.
So, to make this whole process real and not just theoretical, we're going to design a specific device. Let's call it the Zen AI plug. Just think of it as a souped-up smart outlet that you can control with your voice, through Alexa or Google Home, or from anywhere through the cloud. This is going to be our test case from start to finish.
All right, so where do we even begin? Well, the very first step is to figure out exactly what this thing needs to do. And this isn't just some casual wish list, okay? This is the foundation for every single decision we're about to make. So here it is, the recipe for our Zen AI plug. First off, it absolutely needs remote voice control. It also needs a real-time clock so you can do scheduling. We'll want some user feedback, lights and sounds. We'll need a USB port to program it, an internal power supply so you just plug it in the wall, and finally, some manual buttons so it still works even if your internet goes down. This list right here is our bedrock.
Okay, so with our feature list locked in, we can move from the what to the how. The next step is to actually map out the whole user experience and the internal logic of the device. How do all these parts actually talk to each other?
Let's just walk through a really simple command. Imagine you say, "Hey Google, turn on the charger," right? That command zips up to Google's cloud. The cloud figures out what you want and sends a tiny signal back down to your Zen AI plug at home. The plug's little brain gets that signal and tells an internal relay to flip the switch. And just like that, your charger turns on. This simple flow is the core of its whole smart functionality.
We can actually simplify this entire system into a really high-level diagram. It all starts with the power supply, obviously. From there, you've got your input components, like the clock and the buttons, sending information to the processing unit, which is basically the device's brain. That brain makes all the decisions and tells the output components, like the power relay and the little status LEDs, what to do. It's a really simple, logical flow that's at the heart of pretty much any smart device.
All right, now for the modern twist. This is where it gets fun. We have our plan, but what specific part should we use? This used to mean days, maybe weeks, poring over dense data sheets. But now, our AI co-pilot comes in. And listen, we're not asking it for the final answer. We're using it as a super powerful research assistant, helping us compare options and understand the trade-offs in just a few minutes.
So the key here is how you talk to the AI. This is the exact prompt we used. And I want you to notice how specific it is. We're listing all our key requirements right from our feature list. We want Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, USB, low power modes, and enough input/output pins. But here's the most important part. We asked it to compare the pros and cons.
And boom, here's what the AI came back with. It narrowed the entire field down to two fantastic options, the ESP32S3 and the newer RP3550. Now, what's so cool here is how clearly it lays out the differences. The RP3550 has newer Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and uses less power, which is great. But the ESP32 has way more I/O pins, and this is crucial, a much larger, more mature community and ecosystem around it.
And this leads us to the final decision. Now, while the RP2350 chip is cheaper on paper, it's just that, a bare chip. You'd need to add an antenna, resistors, regulators, a whole bunch of extra components. The ESP32S3, on the other hand, you can get as a complete, ready-to-go module. The AI Copilot helps surface this critical distinction, a choice that could literally save weeks of development time. So for this project, that ease of use and massive community support make the ESP32S3 our clear winner.
And hey, we didn't stop there. We used the same AI-assisted process for other key components. The AI helped us zero in on the HLK PM05 as a great cost-effective power supply module. And for the real-time clock, it recommended the DS3231, which is an industry-standard chip known for being incredibly accurate and just super reliable.
So, we have our main components, but will they actually work together? The next step is non-negotiable reality check, the power budget. This is how we make sure our device is going to be stable and won't just randomly reset or, burn out its own components.
To figure this out, we just have to look at two extremes. First, idle mode. This is when the plug is just sitting there, plugged in, waiting for a command. And second, what we'll call the worst-case scenario. This is when absolutely everything is turned on at the same time. Wi-Fi is blasting, the relay is on, all the lights are lit up, the whole shebang.
In idle mode, the power draw is tiny. I mean, look at that, just 0.144 watts. That's the baseline power it needs just to stay alive and keep an ear out for commands.
But in that worst-case scenario, the power consumption jumps up a lot, all the way to 3.86 watts. This is the absolute maximum power the device will ever need to pull from the wall.
And here's the payoff. Remember that power supply module we chose, the HLK-PM05? Well, it's rated for 5 watts. And since our absolute worst-case peak is only 3.86 watts, we have more than enough headroom. The plan is solid, the components are compatible, and the design is viable. The reality check passed.
So, let's just pull back for a second and look at what we've actually accomplished here. Before a single component was ordered, before a single line of code was even written, we've created a complete, validated plan. This right here is the value of designing before you build.
So, what are the key takeaways? It really comes down to these 4 pillars of hardware planning. Number 1, define your features. That's your recipe. Number 2, create a blueprint to understand the flow. 3, select your components with solid reasoning. Those are your ingredients. And finally, number 4, budget your power. That's the all-important reality check.
This is a huge leap forward, and it really leaves us with a big question, doesn't it? If AI can act as a co-pilot for complex hardware design today, helping us avoid all those costly headaches we talked about at the start, well, what comes next for the future of creation? Thanks for joining me to explore that.